All right, what's up, guys? UFC 313 takes place this weekend. I feel like it's a pretty solid pay-per-view out in Vegas. Let me start with Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev. I'm excited for it. It's a good main event, good co-main, a lot of good fights on the card. So we're gonna get into the predictions. First fight, Ray Tesura versus Joshua Van. I'm gonna go with Joshua Van. He is a slow starter, but I like his output in the later rounds. I like his striking. And Ray Tesura, I mean, Japanese flyweight. I think he's 10-0 and he's undefeated. I'm not buying the hype with the Ray Tesura. I'm gonna go with Joshua Van. He's pretty active. He's got a decent amount of experience in the UFC at this point. And I think he's an underrated grappler as well. So I'm gonna go with Joshua Van there. Moving on up the card, Curtis Blaydes versus Rizvan Kuniev in the second prelim. This is off typology. Maybe this isn't the correct order, but yeah. So this, I believe, Kuniev is making his debut here. So, you know, that's a big fighter to be making your debut against, and Curtis Blaydes. Curtis Blaydes, I mean, we kind of know what's up with Curtis Blaydes at this point. I don't think he's gonna go under some rebirthing in his career where he, you know, adds a different element to his game or really gets better. We kind of know what Curtis Blaydes is at this point. Rizvan Kuniev out of Dagestan, I believe. Yeah, out of Dagestan. I mean, he's been fighting at PFL Contender Series. I'm gonna go with Curtis Blaydes here. I mean, if Curtis Blaydes is a minus 300 favorite versus a Dagestani fighter, that Dagestani fighter must not be pretty good. You think a Dagestan guy probably come in and grapple Curtis Blaydes. He has good enough takedown defense, right? He's good. He's a good grappler. I mean, I like Curtis Blaydes. Yeah, you know, he has developed the striking. Look, you go in there with a guy like Pavlovich, or you go in there with a guy like Pavlovich or Aspinall, you're not going to win in the striking. But Curtis Blaydes is a good fighter, so I'm going to go with Curtis Blaydes to win that one. Moving on up the card, Myron Santos versus Francis Marshall. I'm going to go with Myron Santos, Francis Marshall. He looks like he's 16. I mean, I don't know. I assume he's not 16, but, you know, he's 25. Yeah, I'm going to go with Myron Santos. I mean, I couldn't tell you much about either guy. You know, I really should do more research into this, but I'm pretty confident that Myron Santos will win this one. Yeah. You know, what a great prediction that is. Moving on up the card, Alex Morono versus Carlos Leal. Carlos Leal, okay, I'm sorry, but like, does anyone else think he looks like one of those, like, the evolution of, what's the Pokemon? I'm gonna go Carlos Leal here. Alex Morono, just kind of like a nerd. That's kind of a mean thing for me to say, but I'm gonna go with Carlos Leal. What does he look like? Like the evolution of Mudkip, maybe? I don't know. That's not a negative, that's not an insult. But he does look kind of like that evolution of Mudkip from the Pokemon. And Carlos Leal, he had that really close fight with Renat Fakhretdinov in the Abu Dhabi card, and just a strong, you know, well-rounded guy. Alex Morono, I can see him I can see Carlos Leal giving Alex Morono a wedgie and like sticking him up on the locker or something. Yeah, I mean, Alex Morono is not good, guys. Come on. I'm gonna go with Carlos Leal there. All right, moving on up the card, Ozzy Diaz versus Jordan Santos. I have no idea who either of these guys are, guys. I'm sorry. But whenever there's kind of a D in front of someone's name, Jordan Santos, I feel like that's a cool name. Ozzy Diaz 9-3. I'm gonna go with the Brazilian guy. Sorry, guys, that's not good. That's not a lot of good commentary. But I'm gonna go with Santos. Moving on up the card, Bruno Ferreira versus Armen Petrosyan. This is a good fight. Guys, I'm going to go with Armen Petrosyan. I think he's one of the better strikers in the middleweight division. Bruno Ferreira, definitely is a fun guy to watch. Definitely is entertaining. Definitely hits hard. Definitely is solid. But I think Armen Petrosyan is just a much better striker here. He was out ahead against Shara Magomedov before he took the spinning back fist. Could Bruno Ferreira KO him here? He definitely could. But Petrosyan is a solid striker. When you watch his fights, he's just a solid striker. I can kind of see him, bopping Bruno Ferreira around the octagon for 15 minutes. So I'm gonna go Armen Petrosyan by decision. What are the odds? 165. Ferreira could get a KO, but I'm gonna go with Petrosyan there. Moving on up the card, Jalin Turner versus Ignacio Bahamondes. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ignacio Bahamondes. Jalin Turner, remember, everyone really liked Jalin Turner. He was on a big win streak. He's obviously huge for lightweight, so people, he has that advantage. And people were saying, Jalin Turner, man, he might be the next guy to come up. He's just completely fallen off the face of the earth. The heart, is questionable on Jalin Turner. The heart is questionable. In the Moicano fight, what was he do? The grappling is questionable as well. Ignacio Bahamondes, I'm not super high on him, but he's a solid, well-rounded fighter. I don't see Jalin Turner grappling here. It's probably going to be a fight on the feet. And Bahamondes has a solid chin. He has a solid output. He has pretty good striking. I think, when he gets in there, he got in there with a guy like Ludovic Klein, who kind of has high-level striking. I don't think Jalin Turner has high-level striking. That's who I think Bahamondes will have trouble with. I'm going to go with Bahamondes here. What are the odds? I reckon they're pretty close. It's near even, yeah. I'm going to go with Bahamondes. Jalin Turner, I just think people overhyped him because he's huge for the division, got a couple KOs. I think the better fighter in there is Bahamondes, more well-rounded, and I trust him to grit down more than Jalin Turner. I don't know. We'll see. All right, moving on up the card. Bobby King Green versus Mauricio Ruffy. I kind of think Mauricio Ruffy might be I don't know, because I'm really high on Gene Silva. Baralio's obviously already a top guy. Carlos Prates making his way up the ranks. I don't know, but I don't know about Ruffy, even though he's pretty good. Because Hamza is really durable. Maybe a lot of those people don't eat the shots that he ate. And Bobby Green, he gets hurt in almost every fight. I think Ruffy will put him away here. I do. I think Bobby Green is going to have an issue with guys who are more powerful than him. He's getting older. He got rocked like 3 times in the Jim Miller fight. It was a great performance against Jim Miller. Has he fought since the Jim Miller fight? I feel like he has. Yeah, he fought Paddy Pimblett and got choked. Yeah, that's not a good performance. I forgot about that. But Bobby Green got rocked 3 times in the Jim Miller fight. If you can't put him away, he's difficult to beat, right? I don't remember the last guy who beat Bobby Green in a decision. But if Jim Miller is rocking you 3 times, I think Mauricio Ruffy is going to rock you a couple times and probably put you away. So I think Bobby Green could be up, but I do think Ruffy will find a shot and put him away. But that's an interesting fight for sure. All right, moving on up the card. Amanda Lemos versus Iasmin Lucindo. Guys, if you didn't know, Iasmin Lucindo is actually my cousin, so I had to pick her here. She told me, you better not pick against me. I said, Iasmin, don't worry, I'm a cousin. Don't worry, I'm gonna pick you here. This is a close fight, right? The odds are near even. Both girls are pretty good strikers. I feel like this fight could actually be pretty good in terms of entertainment, because they're both strikers. They're both gonna duke it out, and I don't know. I feel like Iasmin Lucindo is just kind of a younger version of Amanda Lemos. But I just, Iasmin Lucindo is really young. Lemos getting up there. I just see Iasmin Lucindo kind of outworking her. She's been, I know her training. She's been working really hard. And yeah, I think she's got a bit more power, a bit more pop, a bit more durability. I think she's the better. I don't see much grappling going on here, but I do think Lucindo is the better grappler if it goes to that. And I gotta go with my family. I gotta go with Iasmin Lucindo. And yeah, she has some tricks up her sleeve, she's told me. So I'm gonna go with Iasmin Lucindo there, beating Amanda Lemos. All right, moving on to the card. Justin Gaethje versus Rafael Fiziev. I'm very happy with this fight on short notice. Shout out to Fiziev for taking it. Guys, I'm gonna go with Fiziev. I did pick him in the first fight. Now, it does kind of seem like whenever Gaethje's back is against the wall, he has a good performance, right? Because everyone thought after the Oliveira fight, Gaethje's getting older, he's taking more damage, he's going to lose to Fiziev, and it's going to be a spiral. But then he goes and he beats Fiziev and Poirier. And now he looked bad in the Holloway fight, but now he's coming back up against Fiziev again. And I mean, what are the odds? It's near even. Guys, I think Fiziev beats Gaethje 7 times out of 10, maybe even 8 times out of 10. When you watch that first fight, yes, it's close. Gaethje just turns the tide in the nick of time to win round 2. I think giving Gaethje the fight is a good decision. I'm not calling robbery, but he just turns the fight around in the nick of time to get round 2. He just gets out of the way of some big punches from Fiziev, and Fiziev's eye starts to swell. Like, a lot of things went right for Justin Gaethje in that fight, and now he's a bit older. He's taking a bit more damage. Fiziev, he's fresh. He hasn't fought in a while. He's recovered from the injury. It was a total fluke. The Gamrot loss, we know it. He was on his way to winning that fight against Gamrot, and Gamrot calling for this fight. I mean, first of all, no one's afraid of Mateusz Gamrot, right? You just lost to Dan Hooker. Guys, I'm a big fan of Fiziev, the high level striking, the Muay Thai striking. How old is Fiziev? I mean, he's 31, right in his prime. I'm not too worried about the damage that Gaethje took in the Holloway fight. He has taken about a year. I just think he turned it around in the nick of time to save the decision. With the eye swelling with Fiziev. And look, it's close. But I think Fiziev can win 2 rounds here. I do think he can win 2 rounds here. And I think some bigger punches might land. Like, Gaethje just got out the way. And look, Gaethje's good. It's a close fight. These are competitive guys. But I think Fiziev wins 6 or 7 times out of 10. So I'm going to go with Fiziev. And I actually think he could put Gaethje away. Fiziev's good. He's a good striker. He's a really good striker, high level. And yeah, I'm going to go with Fiziev. But I'm excited for that fight. That's a really good fight. Moving on up the card, the main event. You guys already know I made a separate video for this fight. Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev. So I'm not going to go too in depth here because I already made my predictions for the fight. But I am going with Magomed Ankalaev. I'm a big Pereira fan, but I think he loses the belt. And guys, I think Magomed Ankalaev is gonna wrestle, and I think he's gonna take him down, and I think he's gonna get some control, and then I think the feet is gonna be pretty competitive. Pereira does not Holloway cater guys on the feet. Yes, he'll land some leg kicks. Maybe that's gonna be an issue for Magomed. But I think Magomed Ankalaev is going to get out the way of the left hook. I think when Pereira is fighting guys who are a bit more traditional in their style, a bit more normal in their style, he struggles. Adesanya, very normal style and it's close. Bruno Silva, very normal style and it's close. Khalil Rountree, very normal style and it's close. Strickland, strange style, he KOs him. Yuri, really strange style, he KOs him. Jan Blachowicz, really normal style and it's close. Like, we need to stop acting like Pereira just washes guys on the feet in a minute. Because Jamal Hill, I don't think Magomed Ankalaev is going to go out there and chin Alex Pereira. But I think he can keep it competitive enough on the feet to where, okay, it's even on the feet, maybe Pereira's a little bit up, Ankalaev takes him down for 2 minutes at the end of the round. That's a round for Ankalaev. Because all he would need to do is get a couple shots of ground and pound. I don't think Magomed Ankalaev is going to submit Pereira. I think Pereira's submission defense is probably pretty good when you're working with Glover. But I think Ankalaev can take him down and hold him there and do some damage. All he'll need is a couple shots of ground and pound. Because Magomed Ankalaev can land here against Alex Pereira. When you look at Pereira Ankalaev, when you look at Pereira Blachowicz and Ankalaev Blachowicz on the feet in terms of competitiveness, it's pretty similar. I know Pereira beat Blachowicz, but that was Jan at altitude, that was Jan gassing out, and it was close on the feet. And I know Blachowicz did well with the leg kicks against Magomed, and people are going to be saying Pereira's going to be chopping the legs, Magomed Ankalaev is going to be, his leg is going to be getting messed up. Pereira could win, it's close. He absolutely could win, it's close. Here's what I see. I see Pereira out 8-5 on significant strikes. Ankalaev takes him down, 4 shots of ground and pound, he wins the round. That's what I see, guys. I mean, this is not a guy like Yuri Prochazka or Khalil Rountree or Jamal Hill who, if their first option goes out, they just lose. No, Ankalaev can grapple here. Fans need to stop coping. I don't care if he strikes a bit more than the average Dagestani. I think he's going to wrestle Alex Pereira, and I think he's going to do well. Because, you know, he's a good grappler, guys. He's a good grappler, and he's a good striker. He's a better striker than Jamal Hill. He outstruck Rakic. That's impressive. Maybe Yuri beats Ankalaev, but I think Yuri's unorthodox style does worse against Pereira than Ankalaev's traditional style. It's not like if you're on the feet with Pereira, he just chins you in a minute. Traditional guys like Blachowicz, Adesanya, Khalil Roundtree have done very, very well. And I think this is Magomed Ankalaev's time. I'm sorry, guys. I like Pereira. I know. I like Pereira. I've picked him in every fight. And I'm not going to be surprised to see Pereira win. I'm not going to be surprised. He could absolutely catch Ankalaev. The leg kicks could work. Maybe his grappling's better than we think, because you have to think he's been rapidly improving. But Magomed Ankalaev is the most well-rounded guy he's fought. He just is. He's much more well-rounded than anyone else Pereira has fought. And Jan Blachowicz, if that's not... You can give Jan Blachowicz the Pereira fight. That's not a robbery. If it's not at altitude, Jan probably wins. Like, Pereira got very lucky in that Blachowicz fight where he just gets up in the nick of time in the second round, just gets enough shots through. Guys, Magomed Ankalaev is too well-rounded for Alex Pereira. And I'm sorry, I like Pereira. And you could prove me wrong. I'm excited for this one. This is a great fight. This is a great fight. Because Pereira hasn't fought the Dagestanis of the... You know, he's fought Yuri, Hill, Roundtree, Strickland, Adesanya. He's fought strikers. Right? Like, he's fought... Like, he's not been in there with a Dagestani guy. Right? So this is really interesting. I think Magomed Ankalaev is going to win. I'm going to be live for the card. The whole card I'm going to be live for. So tune in. I'm excited. Like, comment, subscribe, all that. Thanks for the support, guys. My last video, 400 views. I appreciate it. So I'll see you guys later. Peace. Bye.